Well, there will not be a rollback this morning. I didn't do any videoing yesterday afternoon or evening. Another thing that I did not do is come back here to the model table and, well, I did come back to the model table, but it didn't have anything to do with this. So I'm going to have to do that today. As I've said so many times during this series, life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. And that had been my plan, to work on get our railings and so on these other two pieces. And we might have been able to spray today. But I got messing around going through the manual for the sewing machine that I had yesterday. Surprisingly, the serger was the easy one. It was all threaded and ready to go right out of the box, literally. And it worked, I would say, as expected. I'm quite happy with the way the serger went. But you know what? We're not going to be going into detail here as to what I did, with the sewing machine and so on. We'll do that a little later. One of the viewers mentioned how he had got a Genome. I think you pronounce it Genome. It could be Genome, maybe. No, it's probably Genome. I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That he had got a Genome for his wife, but it was one of the more I guess you might say modern versions. Mine is completely mechanical. It works fine. It does what I want it to do really well, as near as I can tell. I'm very happy with it. I don't want to be talking about the sewing machine anymore today. I want to work on this. Now, as I have said, life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. Oh, the sunrise this morning is probably going to be coming up in about, I'm guessing 2-3 minutes this time of year. It looks like it might be nice. If it is, I'll run it at the end of today's episode. If it isn't, if it just sort of fizzles out, I won't. Now, sometimes I have good intentions and I say I'm going to do something and then I don't. Well, like I said, this is the third time. Life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. Anyway, let me just sort of recompose here, and we're going to come back at this a little later. And right now, the little dog next door is catching my eye, so I'm not really paying attention to what's going on here at the model table. I'm looking at the dog. Nice little dog. That's Missy, in case you want to know. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm just getting started here. And I like to do everything sort of in mass production. I'll bend all my parts into shape, and then I'll put the same part on the same piece. And then I'll do the next one, and, like mass production. I mean, if it worked for Henry Ford, it should work for me. Now, you will recall that I was saying that I thought that if you took one of these pieces, like if you took, say, a number 30 here, and it wouldn't matter which way you had it, as long as you bent it in the right direction. So I'm just wondering, are these the same? Why is it that the 30 and the 31 are separate if they look identical? So what I want to do is, I just want to take a number 30, and I want to lay it on top of a 31 here and just see, is it the exact same size, or is there some subtle difference? I'm just curious. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I could keep them separate and bend them appropriately, but I'm just, like I say, I'm just sort of curious. So let's just check this out. Okay, I think the one that you're looking at right now is a 31. The one I'm setting down right now is a 30. But I gotta be honest here. I sort of got them mixed up, so I'm not 100% sure anymore. Okay, so the idea is, if we take and lay this one on top of here, is everything going to line up? I got a feeling it is. I'm looking straight down on it. I'm sorry, folks, but I cannot see any difference. They look the same to me. So I don't think it would matter which one you used. There does not appear to be any special little detents anywhere. Let me just turn this one over. Try and turn it over without bending it. I know we're going to bend it anyway, right? Yeah, there's no little special indentations to have anything bent special or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know why they wanted them separate. Maybe somebody knows. Well, we got them. I'll move in and we'll have a closer look. I won't put on the macro lens, because then you'll see all the mistakes. But from arm's length, it actually looks pretty good. Let's recompose here. Okay, I think that's enough of that. What do you think the chances are of getting him to the spray booth without breaking one of those railings off? I'm gonna try. This is the last of the 8 slices that I made, well, I guess it'd be 7 weeks ago. So I'm going to have to make another pizza. Anyway, something I want to show you, and it's not taking a bite out of this. Okay, what I want to show you is this. It's a chart that I drew up. I hope you can see the mouse cursor moving around here. And it's in my computer, obviously. Now it starts way over here. Actually, this is a chart, a calendar. It starts out over here in January and ends up over here in December. Anyway, if we go over here at the beginning of February, where it's at its worst, you might say, yeah, it peaks up, and that's my highest point, and each one of these bars represents a day, and there's 365 bars all the way across here. And yeah, we come over here to the present time. And you remember the other day I sort of indicated I'd fallen off the wagon and I was feeling kind of bad? Well, I kind of peaked. But today, I'm the lightest I've ever been. My goal weight is 170 pounds. I've got exactly 10 pounds to go. This morning when I weighed in, I was 180 to the pound, to the tenth of a pound. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this chart that I've got. I've been faithfully keeping an accurate record, and when you see it like this, it's you know, you can see it's going down. Well, there's a few spikes, of course, a few peaks, but you know, I didn't get discouraged, and I've kept at it. Now, in reality, I don't see the chart like this. What you're seeing is a JPEG that I've scrunched up. The actual chart that I see looks like this. Anyway. Now, have we missed anything here in step 69? I don't think so. I think we got everything except for the painting, of course. And Now don't go poking at them and breaking them. Okay, step 70. I would have thought they would have taken us to the 6-inch guns. We've gone. These are the anti-aircraft guns. I would have thought that we would be doing these in order of size, but I guess not. They're sending us directly to the big guns, and this is where we get to use those metal barrels that Tony got for us. That's going to be kind of nice. Oh, Tony recommended sanding those barrels before we paint them, so I'm going to listen to what he says there, and we'll just run some, I think he said 600 grit sandpaper, but I don't have any, so I'll use 1000 grit. I do have some 400. Anyway, it's not that we can't get it. Okay, what were these guns here? Or, no, wait a minute, maybe these were the 6-inch guns. Okay, then it makes sense. Yeah, where are they? No, these would be more like 4-inch. Well, what do I know? Anyway, yeah, step 70. But you know what? I think that's going to be tomorrow. It's getting on. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I want to have this posted by 5. Undoubtedly, you've been looking at this piece of fabric here and wondering, what is this all about? Okay, what I've got here is I wanted to try out the sewing machine to see if it was going to bunch up on the back. And now this, what you see here, is an experiment where I was just, going forward and reverse and forward and reverse and forward and reverse, and I just wanted to see if it would work. But what I did here was I've got 1 thickness, 2 thicknesses, 4 thicknesses, and 8 thicknesses. And I wanted to see if I could go from one to the other. I'm giving you more detail than you need here. I found that it was kind of hard to get the thick part to go under the foot. The dogs didn't want to grab it, if you know what I mean. But I found if I started it part way through and then went across, and that's what this first one is, and the second one is I went from the thin one right straight across through to the thick one. And what I'm really happy about is there is no bird's nesting on the back. Like right here where it looks a little bit different, well, that's because I threw it in reverse and I backed up. Yeah, so Kelly and Rob, if you're listening, I'm really happy with that machine you sold me. So far, anyway. And the serger works good too. I made myself a sleeve. I need sleeves. Okay, enough silliness. Step 70 tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow in Step 70.